Whoa, whoa. Billy Joel, my boy.
Ooh.
All right, guys. So this is our first attempt at a podcast. So we don't really know what we're doing yet, but we're just going to kind of wing it.
That was the voice of Ben Sterick, and I'm Emmett Lefebvre.
Yes, hello. So we aren't really sure what we're going to talk about, so we're going to just kind of ramble and riff a little bit. So we just went and saw the movie Split by M. Night Shyamalan.
Starring James McAvoy.
James McAvoy, yeah. And a couple of girls. I don't know their names. But anyway, I'll let Emmett start off. We literally saw this movie like 2 hours ago, so it's still very fresh in mind right now. Give me your thoughts, Emmett Lefebvre.
Anything that has to do with psychological disorders, especially paranoid schizophrenia and multiple personalities, is going to draw people's attention. I forget when it was made, but obviously the movie A Beautiful Mind was a fantastic movie based on a true story. I think that kind of kickstarted the wave of psychological thrillers and things like that. So whenever one crosses the
mental threshold.
Yeah, the mental threshold, everyone jumps on the train and gets very excited. But
Beautiful Mind was 2001.
2001, perfect, yeah. And so this was a great example of people being interested in it, and then there was a terrible follow-through. It was a piece of shit. Yeah. Terrible movie.
Well, I feel like crowds nowadays, maybe it's been this way for a while, I don't know, but I feel like a lot of people are really attracted to horror movies, whether it be, psychological or slasher or paranormal, whatever, especially the fucking paranormal pieces of shit that they come out with. But anything like that, I feel like there's nothing like that out right now.
Yeah.
So this came out, and it's the closest thing they can cling to a shitty horror movie. And I think that's what all the high school kids and couples are going to go see right now. And unfortunately, we got suckered into it too.
And I think, I was telling Ben this earlier, I think poor Shyamalan, everyone hopes that he's going to make the next Sixth Sense, that being his one great movie, but he just keeps on letting us down and letting us down.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I looked it up after we saw the movie, and I was just so disappointed. And it had a $5 million budget, and I'm sure $1 million of that went to McAvoy, and the rest of it, I guess, was just squandered. I mean, because I feel like they had the resources, and there were a couple cool ideas, but it just wasn't executed correctly.
Yeah,
that's what Emmett was saying. Terrible. It's like, I don't know. Let's dive into the nitty gritty of a little review here.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, going into it, based off the trailers and everything, it should have been, this, horrifying, terrifying, very psychologically interesting. What do they call it on the box DVDs? Tour de force for James McAvoy.
Tour de France.
And Tour de France for James McAvoy, and he did a good job, but I thought a lot of the writing was kind of juvenile and stale, and like a lot of the lines weren't things people would actually say.
Yeah, I compared it to, like I said earlier, it was like a screenwriting 1 class. It's like
totally.
There were a few shades of like brilliance in there. I wouldn't even say brilliance, but there were a few good ideas. Yeah. But they fucked it up, man. Like the execution was so poor, and it just seemed very amateur and kind of contrived, and I don't know, man. It was weak. It was definitely weak.
And I don't blame McAvoy at all. He did a great job.
He was very good. Yeah.
He did what he could with the material, which was kind of mediocre. I think.
Yeah, he's a very talented actor. Yeah. And I was telling him I think he'd be a great Jedi.
Yeah.
Like if we could go back and do like another like
very cool. Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith.
Bottom line for Split, it was supposed to be a scary movie, and we were fucking laughing through the whole thing. So
yeah, I laughed quite a bit, and I mean honestly, McAvoy was good, but I think had someone else directed it, not M. Night Shyamalan, if Tom Ford would have directed it, I think it would have taken things to a whole nother level, and it would have been a success. I think it would have been frightening. I think it would have been dark. Nocturnal Animals, one of the best movies I saw last year. Had it had a vibe similar to that, it would have been a masterpiece, I think. I think it had the potential to be very, very good.
Yes.
And there was just poor direction, and the 3 girls that they chose to be the victims in it, I thought they were just really shitty. Like, just, no offense to them, I mean, they were cute and everything, but
yeah, they were bad actresses, yeah.
They were just not that great. They were like something from the CW, shitty and too polished. That was the thing.
And there were a lot of interesting, very personal subplots that I think didn't go anywhere. I feel like there might have been a lot of cutting in the editing room, too much maybe, or maybe there was just a bad story that wasn't totally fleshed out. But there were things that could have gone places that just stopped dead.
Yeah, and I think, spoiler alert, but you really don't see any death or carnage until the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And one thing that I noticed is it felt like there was nothing to lose. There was nothing at stake at any point in the movie until the very, very end.
Yeah.
And then it just became a clusterfuck and got really messy and didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But what should have happened, I think, is someone should have been killed right off the bat in the beginning, and then he should have been like, "Oh, hey, I'm actually a nice guy," and then you could start seeing his different personalities unfold. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it felt too safe. It felt like they wanted to be edgy and gritty, but they were scared to pull the trigger.
Right.
And it just didn't quite. It's like there's parts where like they wanted to be sexy, they wanted to be edgy, they wanted to have graphic violence, but they didn't quite take the plunge. It was a little.
Yeah,
too,
it was a little very lazy production.
It was a little too PG-13.
Yeah. And one thing that bugged me throughout, I mean, it's a minor thing, but this kind of gives you an idea of what the whole film was like in terms of like the quality control.
Uh-huh.
The girls had perfect makeup on the whole time. They didn't look like
and they'd been
tired
ravaged
or ravaged,
and like
they looked fine,
held hostage for like a week or something like that. And then they come out and they like look perfect. They look like they're getting ready to go to prom.
Yeah.
And just really shitty. Yeah.
And more spoilers, but towards the end, some of the main heroines are, you think they're about to get out, and then they get killed, and there's no sense of dread or urgency in the scene at all.
I felt nothing for any of them.
Yeah,
they could have all died, and I could have cared less.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's not how you're supposed to feel. You're supposed to care at least a little bit about the main characters.
Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah.
And this one I felt like I was rooting for the bad guy just because he was the only actor I liked.
Yes. And another good point you made was that there were, the whole thing revolved around that he had 23 personalities, and there was a secret 24th one, but you only actually see like 5.
And that's all you needed,
really.
Yeah. Literally, I mean, if there would have been like 4 personalities and the 5th one was a mystery, that would have been fine. That would have sufficed.
It would have been stronger, I think. I mean, throwing in
23. I mean, we don't even see him. So what's the point?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look how crazy we are. Hey, but it just seemed cheap. And the thing is, it held my attention the whole way through. And there were parts of it that were enjoyable. Definitely, I'm not bashing it completely, but I couldn't help but shake this feeling that it was just coated with a thin layer of shit. Like, I don't know, just watch it and see what I mean. But
there's definitely some laziness.
There's a cheapness to it that I can't quite get over, that feels like network TV, like just very weak.
Yeah.
And I don't know, and like parts of it where it's supposed to be intense and you're supposed to have sweaty palms, like we were just chuckling. Like, and I don't know, maybe I'm just a cynical jackass, but hey, fuck you, I don't know. But it could have been a lot better. That's the thing. It could have been a lot better. And very disappointed in Shyamalan. I mean, he had a decent budget, definitely.
Yeah.
Could have done so much more with it, but like I said, had someone like Tom Ford directed it, I think it could have been a masterpiece. Yeah. But it was just good idea, good leading actor, but poor execution.
Yeah. I mean, I like the basic idea and where he was going with. The premise was very interesting, but he totally just.
And then at the end, I mean, spoiler alert again, guys. Like, I mean, fast forward a couple minutes, but spoiler alert. Like, at the end, he turns into, like, this hybrid of, like, the Hulk and Spider-Man. He's, like, fucking crawling around the walls and running around and going, and freaking out. And then he gets all vascular and starts squeezing people with bear hugs and killing them.
Yeah.
And it was just disjointed and weird. And I feel like at the end, it's almost like, say you're working on a story, any of you writers out there, and you're at the end, and let's say it's something you have to do for class or something like that, and you just don't give a shit anymore, and you've kind of lost enthusiasm for the idea, and it's like, I got to finish this in a day, and you just throw a bunch of weird shit at the end of the page. I mean, right. That's what it was like. It seemed rushed. Yeah. It seemed weird.
I think it was based on the apparently real, very, very plausible observation that people with serious multiple personality disorders can actually, essentially wire their brain differently and have different abilities depending on the character that they're portraying, that they think they are. And so, he was trying to go with sort of like a supernatural take on that. If he calls the 24th personality the Beast. So if he becomes the Beast, then, he can, jump off walls and shit. But it was just so dumb. It would have been cool if he was just like a really strong, really technically minded killer, That would have been way cooler, as the Beast. But they made him literally like veiny and just.
One of my friends who shall remain nameless liked Split, so I'm gonna have to give him some shit next time I see him. But I just got a message. He's like, that shit was good. Love you, man, but that was
not good.
Terrible movie, dude. Terrible.
McAvoy was entertaining to watch.
He's a very talented actor. Yeah. I remember seeing him in oh shit, I'm gonna have to pull up his IMDb, but he was in Atonement.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I'm almost positive he was in that. It was a great movie. Really cool tracking shot. That's really epic in that movie.
Yeah, he was. I mean, He was great in Last King of Scotland, even the freaking like those X-Men Origins movies.
Oh yeah, those.
So he was great, but
As far as the X-Men movies go, I love the first two.
Yeah.
And then Last Stand was killed off too many X-Men for my taste. And then I feel like the First Class era and Days of Future Past, not a fan. Not a fan. I'm curious about Logan though.
Yeah, Logan looks interesting.
I love the character of Wolverine. I think Hugh Jackman's a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone else could play him better.
Yeah.
Very fantastic. We were talking about something interesting earlier. We were talking about if we could remake classic movies, which ones we'd want to remake. And yeah, I'd like to discuss that.
Yeah, so I think I came up with.
Yeah, James McAvoy was in Atonement, and Keira Knightley. I was just looking it up right now.
Yeah. No, yeah, he's good. He's good.
He's great.
Because I don't want to I feel like I want to detach him from this project.
Absolutely.
It wasn't his fault, you know.
Well, there's been certain movies where you look at it and it was not the actor's fault. It was poor production.
Yeah.
Or I mean, not poor production, but just like maybe too many producers saying, "Oh, I need this, I need that," and then maybe just a shitty director. I don't know, man.
I see that.
But I think there's a lot of factors. Too many cooks in the kitchen, you know.
Yeah. But no, yeah. So 3 movies. I would do 3 Musketeers, and I want to do
The Candy Bar.
The Candy Bar, and a historically accurate Blackbeard biography movie would be interesting. I don't even know if I came up with a third one. What were yours?
What do you think? On the spot. Oh, whoa.
It's tough. I was thinking one of the Star Wars prequels because everyone bashes those.
Oh yeah.
But they have fantastic storylines.
Oh yeah.
And people don't give them.
I feel like
credit
Clone
for that.
Wars could do with a
yeah.
a
Count
redo.
Dooku is like a really interesting character, but he gets like smoothed over in so many spots.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of like another Sith that you just kill and you don't think about it.
Definitely.
But
I would like to have seen more Qui-Gon.
yeah, more Qui-Gon. Yeah,
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, like had it just been more Qui-Gon and more Ben Kenobi and kind of their journey together, and like don't even see Anakin until Episode 2.
That'd be cool.
That would have been a lot
Leading
cooler.
up to Anakin. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Darth Maul. I know a lot of people have said this, but I think Darth Maul should have been present in 1 through 3.
Darth Maul is incredible. The one thing, I mean, yeah, Darth Maul was like
Killing him right in the
fucking
first one
badass.
was terrible because
Yeah.
he was like the best
But
part.
I don't know if it's if it's one of those things where he's not there for a long time, so we want more of him.
Maybe,
like if we
yeah.
got more of him, would he be like
We'd be
not
tired
that
of
cool
him
anymore? Yeah.
I almost feel like what they're doing with Darth Vader now.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about Darth
Yeah, it's like
Vader
we've seen him
anymore.
so much. It's kind of like when he, I don't know, when he got burned up
Yeah.
in Return of the Jedi at the
Mhm.
very end. Like that's it, man. We're done.
Yeah.
We're done with Vader.
And a guy.
And I know the newest one takes
Yeah.
place between 5 and 6, but still, it's like I know that was like what people were most excited about, and Peter Cushing being brought back to life, But I don't know, man. Kind of over it.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about Rogue One?
Yeah.
Between 3 and 4, right? 3 and 4.
I thought it was
Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, because it.
I thought
you haven't seen it yet. That's another thing we could talk
I
about.
thought it was. I thought it was supposed to be between New Hope and Empire.
No, it leads right up to A New Hope. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, no,
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
No,
Sorry.
you're good. You're good. We haven't seen it yet, but I have.
so stupid.
We could talk. Do you care at all if I tell you about the plot or anything for Rogue One?
Feel free, man. I love classic Star Wars, so this is
All right, so yeah,
interesting
okay.
to me.
Well,
But
so jumping into the
I hate
the
the Disney shit.
Star Wars,
Fucking hate the Disney
we
shit.
both hated Force Awakens.
I hated it. That's why I didn't rush to see Rogue One, and I still haven't
thought it was
seen
awful.
it. So I probably
Yeah.
sound like I don't know what I'm talking about because I don't. But
This is still a heated debate, so we need to give like good reasons why
Absolutely.
we don't like it.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about episode 7 because I
Yes,
saw
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I grew up watching the original trilogy on VHS. I loved it. It was fantastic. Even the prequel trilogy, there's parts of it that are redeeming that I enjoyed.
Yes.
Phantom Menace, I still think is fun. I mean, I also saw it when I was a kid, so I still have like that kind of love for it. But I mean, I can look at it from a distance and be like, okay, it's not the best,
Yeah.
But it's still fun, and I still have an attachment to it. Clone Wars, piece of crap, but there's still some fun stuff in
Yeah.
there. Revenge of the Sith,
Yeah.
But definitely it had heart. I mean, George Lucas was still into it,
Yeah.
and I think that's cool. But as far as episode 7 goes, I saw it opening night when it came out, and I don't know, so many people seemed to enjoy it, initially. And right when I walked out of the theater, man, I was just disgusted. I thought it was just such a money grab, lazy piece of shit. And I think Disney is just in it to, have the Star Wars section of Disney World and capitalize on the toys, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
can't blame them, but shit, man, it was just... weak. It was
Terrible,
just very,
yeah.
very weak.
And both of us went into it extremely excited. I know
I was pumped.
There were people that were like, I think what was it, Rogue One. The alt-right was trying to boycott Rogue One because it was another female lead, and they hated that.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people went into both of them, not episode 7 disliking it because there was a female lead and a black lead or whatever.
Yeah. And the thing is, that doesn't even bother me.
That didn't bother me at all.
You had Lando and Princess Leia.
Yeah,
I don't mind
yeah.
that. But what I do mind is just when it's just this fake cheesy ripoff. This cheap remake of A New Hope.
Yeah.
And it just had like that glittery, shitty Disney feel, and it didn't feel real. It didn't feel authentic.
Yeah.
I feel like Harrison Ford didn't even want to be there. That's one thing we noticed.
So I mean, production-wise, they were trying to spit all those original trilogy, the aesthetic of the original trilogy in your face. Like as many of those droids.
Oh,
and
Millennium
references.
Falcon.
Yeah. They were definitely trying to cash in on the nostalgia.
It was weak, man.
Which was, I mean, obviously to an extent, everyone's gonna have an incredibly nostalgic connection
To the thing.
to the an incredibly nostalgic connection to Star Wars in general. I mean, Jesus Christ,
The musical score.
But
even,
but
did John Williams do the new one?
he did 7, yeah.
Oh wow.
And it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
But that's
That's the end of his career.
that's cheap to an extent, but the thing that mainly bugged me was the character, the lack of character arc, the lack of.
Well, Rey was too much of a goddess right off the bat. I mean,
Yeah.
suddenly she had all these Jedi skills and she could fly the Millennium Falcon
yeah,
better than Han.
Yeah.
And that was just bullshit. I mean, it's like she didn't have any growth. You know what I mean? It wasn't like she went to go train with Yoda and she became.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like she was just a god right off the bat.
That's what it comes down to for everyone. And there's a term thrown around a lot. I don't know if you've heard of it called Mary Sue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mary Sue, which is just essentially a strong female lead for the sake of a strong female lead.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I like it when it fits. Like you said.
Yeah.
Well, give some of your example that you told me earlier.
well, Ripley from Alien.
Yeah, beautiful.
I mean, yeah, but and then again,
it fits.
I know the script was written without genders in mind. That's why they all have just like last names.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then I love
Sigourney
Gravity.
Weaver. Yeah,
I know lots of like science assholes hate it because it's not scientifically accurate, but it's a good movie.
It's a good movie, yeah.
And I was sweating like half the time watching that movie. And
because you have a perspiration problem.
Yeah. But
Get him some deodorant.
so what it comes down to for me is not the fact that she's a woman, and I know even if you say she didn't have any difficulty with any of the tasks in episode 7, a lot of people defend that because it
She's a super Jedi.
It alludes to the fact that she had previous training.
Yeah.
But you could give me as many excuses as you want. It didn't make it a better film.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, like I didn't give a shit about anything that happened to her because, she didn't give a shit about anything that happened to her.
Yeah,
She just skated through everything.
unchanged.
Unfazed, unchanged. Finn was completely worthless.
Finn, here's the thing. I'm gonna chime in about Finn right here. Totally, like missed opportunity, man. You have a rogue stormtrooper. You have a guy who's raised by the Empire essentially, and he like breaks free. That could have been really cool, man.
Yeah.
That could have been really cool, and they just fucked up.
They
And
was
then he was too funny. I mean, it's like you've been raised to be this stone cold killer by the Empire your whole life.
He's just like this weak,
and then he's like,
goofy
and then he's like
douchebag,
kind of a smart ass.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, you'd be more stern,
Yeah.
and like he should have been more kind of scarred, like
Yeah.
losing his friend in battle in the beginning, and then Poe. I mean, what the heck? He was supposed to be like the new Han, and you like barely saw him.
Yeah.
And what we were talking about earlier was like, in the initial title crawl in the beginning, like. From what I remember, it was like something about going to find Luke Skywalker, right? Like, doesn't Leia want to find
map to Luke Skywalker?
Yeah, something like that. And that's what I was expecting, like this cool adventure across the galaxy to find the long lost Jedi.
Right,
you know?
right.
And they just
That
kind of
would've
like
been more
scrapped
interesting.
that and then go to this weird side story about Rey, and I don't even care.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Why did C-3PO have a red arm? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. And like,
It's in the comics.
And constantly, like, stormtroopers are just flying through the air, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're just getting. I don't know, dude. I hated it. I hated it.
Yeah.
It's terrible. And everyone's always like, "Well, wait for the next one."
Yeah.
You know, the next one's gonna be
The other
good.
thing that bugged me is that fucking Han Solo dies. That should have been a monumental tragedy.
I didn't even care.
And I
Didn't
don't
even
think
care.
anyone gave a shit when
Yeah.
Han Solo died. I think I think Harrison Ford was happy that he got offed.
Yeah.
And he just wanted to be done with it.
Put me back in the carbonite.
Yeah, no one gave a shit because it was terrible. It was
Not to change the
poorly
subject too
done.
much, but you see the trailer for the new Blade Runner?
I did. That
looks pretty cool. I mean,
really
it's just a teaser trailer right now,
Yeah.
but man, you got Harrison Ford looking cool,
Yeah.
and you got Ryan Gosling. Like
That's
those
gonna be
guys
cool,
teaming
yeah.
up, and Ridley Scott's executive producer. I don't know if he's directing or not. I think
Yeah.
it's no, it's what's his name, Villanueva. I'll have to look it up, but that one I'm really excited about. That sounds pretty cool, man.
Is there a sequel to Dreams of Electric Sheep or whatever? Because I know Blade Runner is based off a book called...
That I don't know.
Okay, that'd be interesting. I don't
That
know
I
if
don't
they're... Because that's tricky. I mean, there are a lot of great films that are based off of great books, and then when they try to push it without more literary backing, it can be weak.
Definitely.
You know, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, let's go back. We totally got sidetracked on
okay.
Star Wars,
Yeah.
but you were talking about the movies you wanted to remake. If you could go back and remake classic films, like pick 3 ones that you would like to totally redo and put your own signature on. Change.
Actually, Breakfast at Tiffany's. I think it's incredibly overrated. I think it's boring as hell.
Yeah.
But I think, Truman Capote did a good job with the book.
You know, surprised I've never seen it.
Really?
I've never seen it.
Well,
Should I?
You're not missing much.
No, okay.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's bad.
What was I going to look
I'd
up?
redo that one.
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
Yeah. But what was the other one? You said Blackbeard?
I don't think. Well, actually, I don't think that's an actual movie. We were just talking about like pirate films in general.
Yeah, you'd like to make an
I'd
accurate...
like to make an accurate, Blackbeard biography movie.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
What was the other one?
Three Musketeers.
Yeah, Three Musketeers. That'd be cool.
That'd be good. My favorite candy bar. Shout out. We're
sponsored by what is it, Mars?
Mars
Candy Bar?
bars. Yeah.
All right, here, let me look it up right now. So, Blade Runner 2049, Harrison Ford, Ryan Gosling, Jared Leto. Whoa,
Oh,
he's
God.
a method actor.
He's gonna be the Joker.
He's a method actor. He's I do like Jared Leto though.
He's
but
he's gonna send rats to all his.
I feel like all his stuff was made up just for publicity, you know.
If it wasn't, he's a fucking asshole.
what a terrible guy.
Terrible.
No, that seems like a cool cast. Let's see.
Yeah.
All right. 3 films I would like to make or remake. I was saying there's a movie from the 1920s, a silent film called The Thief of Baghdad.
Yes.
That'd be pretty cool. I'd like to see that kind of brought up to date. That would be neat. I'd like to do a good Zorro movie. I think Zorro is just a super cool hero and just an interesting character. I'd love to do a really cool, dark, gritty Zorro. And the third one, I'd like to do a good Pirates movie. Like I would like to totally redo like Pirates of the Caribbean or shitty Cutthroat Island or one of those. And Pirates of the Caribbean would be cool if like Universal got a hold of it. And can you imagine it? Or if like HBO, like if you did like a R-rated. I think there is some kind of pirate show on right now, but I haven't seen it.
Right.
But yeah, pirates are interesting, I think. But
yeah, you know what? Talking about
Dennis Villanueva.
Who's that?
Or I guess that's how you pronounce his last name. But he's gonna do Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, he's directing it?
Yeah.
Was that Melania in the cast of Blade Runner 2049?
Ana de something. Armas.
Oh, okay. That was Melania Trump.
Melania Trump, yeah. Donald is going to take over for Harrison Ford.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. 2049, big year.
Oh, man.
Big year. It's going to be beautiful.
I want to dive into Disney itself because they took Marvel and they took Star Wars.
We're going to own the whole world.
2 huge things. And just talking about Pirates of the Caribbean made me... I sort of put 2 and 2 together just now because...
Another person told me on my phone. I'm texting right now, guys. Sorry. Another person told me that they loved Split.
Seriously?
I'm putting a gun in my mouth right now.
Jesus Christ.
Just kidding. Don't commit suicide. Nobody's worth it. The Queen song.
But anyway, so the main problem I have with a lot of Star Wars stuff is that they try to... it's abundantly and painfully clear to me that they are...
it's missing Mickey Mouse.
It's missing Mickey Mouse. That they're just in it for the money. They're trying to grab all these massive
money
franchises,
money grab,
and then they're just shitting them out. They're shitting out Star Wars. They're shitting out Marvel.
Oh yeah, it's all for fucking toys and rides and. I mean, I can't blame them. Yeah. I mean, I'd be like, it's brilliant. Yeah, let's do it. Let's buy up Star Wars. Yeah. But I mean, what's next?
And I remember when they were coming out with Pirates of the Caribbean, which is literally just based on their fucking ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I preferred the Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy.
Did you know that? When who was Jack Sparrow? What's that actor's name?
John Depp.
Johnny Depp. Thank you.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton was signed on and played Jack Sparrow.
Fun fact.
When
John Goodman.
when Johnny Depp was hired, they apparently had a very rigid idea of what they wanted his character to be,
Uh-huh.
but he'd already sort of come up with this
Johnny Depp's cool.
this Jack Sparrow character.
He's a cool cat.
Which is honestly, I mean, when you think of Pirates of the Caribbean, you think of Jack Sparrow, like like his
And the octopus
iconic
guy.
character, the octopus guy.
Yeah.
But that he made such an iconic character that
Oh,
holds
yeah.
the films.
Absolutely.
And they resisted that character. They really, really didn't want him to do it.
But it's perfect.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but he put his foot down. He was like, "No, you guys are idiots. You got to understand this is a good character. This is going to make the film good."
Absolutely.
So if Disney had won in their usual terms of intense quality control, those movies would have been shitty too.
Yeah, but I think they knew Johnny was gonna bring in the crowds.
Oh yeah,
You know.
But I'm glad that he stuck to his guns and
Yeah,
knew
man.
that his character was going to be good.
Got to stick to your dreams.
Gotta stick to your guns.
But no, I agree. Yeah, Disney
Yeah.
sucks, man.
Disney's
like
really-
they, don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, it's magical, and I love the
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and I love certain movies. I get it. I get the appeal. I understand it. But Disney's trying to take over the freaking world, man. Like, I'm so tired of it. Like, I'm tired of them touching everything.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, it's like I get it. I understand the love of Disney. I know there's people that are diehard Disney fanatics, but I mean, think about it, though. It's getting excessive.
It's getting
I mean, think of
crazy, yeah.
everything that they control and everything that they're making, and everything. Like, dude, the Lone Ranger, man, that sucked. I mean, there was so much potential wasted. Like, the Lone Ranger doesn't use guns. Like, I mean, up until the end, I'm like, come on, dude. Like, quit trying to be so PC. Like, terrible, man.
Yeah, I did in terms of Marvel, I did like the first Iron Man. I think everyone liked the first Iron Man.
Yeah,
It was
great.
fun.
Didn't Favreau direct that one?
Yes, yeah, he did a great job.
Love Iron Man.
Loved Ant-Man, was hilarious, great.
Still need to see
Because
that.
of Paul Rudd.
Yeah, Paul Rudd's
mainly.
awesome.
It was a great movie. They had a sense of humor about it, which I think they should have for pretty much most of the superhero films.
Yeah.
Because they're cartoons. You gotta take a step back and realize,
Definitely.
And then
The first Spider-Man, for me,
Tobey
was
Maguire,
like the best.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, that's when it was, and I've said this a million
But that was
times,
just
but
Sony,
like,
right?
yeah, Sony,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Sony, that's where it's at. But I need some Sony theme parks. But I feel like the first Spidey with Tobey Maguire and Willem Dafoe was like a real movie that happened to be about superheroes.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Godspeed.
Yeah. But yeah, they focused on his human side as much as
it was
the
fantastic, and it was a
superhero
real
side,
movie, and
yeah.
it wasn't that. I mean, they used computerization, but the graphics fit. I mean,
Right,
they were
right.
integrated very nicely. Like, it made sense. It wasn't excessive, and it wasn't
Yeah.
cities crumbling and aliens coming down from the sky like stupid Batman versus
Yeah,
Superman or all the fucking Avengers movies.
No, that's a good point. I mean, I think where all these new superhero movies fall flat is that they don't focus on that dual personality. They're not like civilian and
Yeah.
superhero. They're just superhero.
Because I think like Peter Parker is just as interesting as Spider-Man.
Totally.
But also you have to have that balance, otherwise
Yeah.
it's boring.
Definitely.
It's just Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Like, I want cool Bruce Wayne going to a ball with a hot girl, then driving his Lambo home, and then opening up the big grandfather clock and climbing down to the Batcave.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I want to see
That's what the
stuff.
Chris Nolan films did well.
They did a very good job, yeah. Or like in the classic, I love the Tim Burton one with Jack Nicholson
Yeah.
and I love that how you
yeah.
get to see some of that, and it's just like
Yeah.
I love the Bruce Wayne aspect. I love the alter ego.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then of course you need a good balance though. You need to see both sides, But
Yeah.
I really hated Batman v Superman. I think that movie
so boring.
sucks. Yeah,
Holy
I mean
shit,
nothing
yeah.
against Ben Affleck. I feel like a lot of those movies are cast pretty well, except for Jesse Eisenberg. I didn't like him as Lex Luthor.
No, it was
But
stupid.
he's a good actor. But
He is a great
in
actor,
that
yeah.
role, I was just like, no,
Yeah.
man, it doesn't quite fit.
You need to chill out. He was too like.
Yeah, he's like, ooh, wow, ooh, look how funny I am, jittery. Yeah, I mean Jesse Eisenberg's cool. He is cool, but in that role, no, man,
Yeah.
I didn't like. And Ben Affleck is Batman. I love Ben Affleck. I think he's great, but I don't know, his costume looked kind of cheap. And
Yeah,
it
the costume was dumb.
I
Yeah.
don't. It seemed shitty. I'm just
Yeah.
my thing is, I really am not a fan of Zack Snyder.
Yeah, that's
I think he's done like go away, man. You've done enough. Like Man of Steel, I was not a fan of. Batman vs Superman, total shit.
Yeah.
The only good thing he did was Watchmen.
Watchmen was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watchmen was alright.
But yeah, I mean Justice League now
yeah.
he's directing that, isn't he? It's gonna be terrible.
It's gonna be terrible.
We're-
Barry Allen looks so dumb.
First of all, it's like I want Martian
Yeah.
Manhunter. Where is Martian Manhunter?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll reveal him at the end. And there's no Green Lantern. Where's the Green Lantern?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Give me any incarnation of Green Lantern.
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude. Total shit. What movies are you excited about that are on the horizon for
I
2017?
don't even know what's on the horizon.
Yeah, there's one. Obviously,
I think-
Blade Runner. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm excited about.
I think we gotta mention the great Amy Adams films.
Oh yeah,
The last few
okay.
months.
The highlights of the past.
I was going to say Nightcrawler. Night. What was it called?
Nocturnal Animals.
Nocturnal Animals. There we go. Nocturnal Animals.
Tom Ford.
Amazing.
Very good movie.
Arrival. Fantastic.
Loved Arrival.
Both incredible movies.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen either of those, I would highly recommend going to check those out. Arrival and Nocturnal Animals. Both movies. I remember seeing them maybe like a week apart, something like that. Yeah. Blown away. Like both those were just fantastic.
If you've only seen Amy Adams and Batman v Superman, you're doing her an injustice.
Yes, an Injustice League.
An Injustice League. Yeah, those were amazing movies.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up 2017 movies and see if anything catches my eye. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Saw the trailer for that.
Looks dumb.
It looks like a piece of shit.
I like the first one was cool. The first one was very natural.
Yeah.
This
one looks terrible, man. Like we get it. You're Groot. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's just. And I know a lot of people are like really enjoy it. That's cool, but
no, but he's cute.
My personal preference, terrible, dude. Just terrible. New Spider-Man, not excited. Not excited at all.
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, overkill on the superheroes. Yeah. Overkill, man. Like beating them to death.
Oh yeah.
Star Wars Episode 8. Okay, all right. I'm done. Thor, banging a rock. Oh, Ragnarok.
Banging a rock.
What is it? Return of Xander Cage, Triple X.
What the fuck is that?
Terrible. Vin Diesel, awful. Another King Kong, really, guys?
King Kong, Skull Island, but it's Skull Island this time.
It looks dreadful.
It looks terrible.
It looks terrible. Alien Covenant, very exciting.
Hopeful, excited.
Yeah, I mean, Ridley Scott.
Yeah,
can't go wrong, man.
I like Prometheus.
Generally.
A lot of people didn't like Prometheus.
Yeah,
but I liked it a lot.
Yeah,
I thought it was very interesting. It had a lot of
Fassbender, cool,
very cool themes. And was just mysterious enough. Amazing cast, really good job. Yeah,
I enjoyed Prometheus. Yeah.
What's her name? Naomi Rapace?
I'm not sure.
She was the main.
She's the one who has
alien.
the
female. Yeah, she's so fucking cool.
Yeah,
I'm really sad she's not going to be in Alien Covenant.
Yeah, Wonder Woman.
She's really good.
Piece of shit.
Wonder Woman, terrible.
It looks terrible. Isn't Chris Pine in some sad supporting role in that? Like he's too good for that. Like he would be a cool Green Lantern.
Oh, another great movie that Chris Pine was in. What was that called? Hell or High Water.
Yeah, I like him a lot. He is a good actor.
He was really good in that.
I feel like Wonder Woman's beneath him. Like he should be like a.
I know.
John Wick Chapter 2. That looks pretty cool.
Very exciting.
That'd be exciting. Yeah, good mindless action. I like Keanu. Yeah. I gotta stand up for Keanu. Man. You still need to see Bill and Ted.
I do. Yeah,
that's a classic, man.
I actually didn't really like John Wick, but we'll check it out.
War for the Planet of the Apes. How do you feel?
War for the Planet of the Apes.
Another Planet of the Apes.
Oh,
I haven't been able to really get behind these new ones. I love the old ones.
They're all right.
Charlton Heston, man, fantastic. I love Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Okay, I totally forgot about those. Actually.
Yeah, the new ones though, I don't know, man. Maybe I think I'm just really anti CGI. Like when it's excessive.
The one with James Franco wasn't bad. The first of the reboots.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just
I don't know.
No, I'm just not that interested in computerized monkeys.
Yeah.
You know? Give me the shitty mask from 1968 or mask. What else? Lego Batman movie? Nah. Beauty and the Beast. Hey, come on, let's come up with something original, guys. Another fucking Pirates of the Caribbean.
Jack Sparrow.
Hey, another Kingsman Secret Service.
I'm fucking pumped for that, honestly. Yeah. The first one was
another Transformers, dude.
All right, that's off the radar for me.
Power Rangers. You're excited about that?
Very excited about Power Rangers.
I watched the trailer. I gotta say, I'm not that pumped.
I haven't seen the trailer.
Yeah, I watched it. I mean, it could be really cool, but from what I saw, I was kind of like, not holding my breath. Yeah. Not holding my. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I'm not really. Honestly, I'm not gonna go into it expecting great cinema.
I mean, it's Power Rangers.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what makes it so cool. It's fucking Power Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'll see it too. They'll get my money.
Yeah.
Nothing else really looks that. Oh, the new Mummy. How do you feel about the new Mummy with Tom Cruise?
Ooh, did you see when Universal first put up the trailer on YouTube? Yeah. It was missing all the effects, and there were only some.
That's funny.
There were only some verbal audio tracks.
When I first saw the trailer, I was not impressed.
Yeah.
I was like, this looks, and I love Tom Cruise. I think Tom Cruise is awesome. I think he's fantastic. I love Universal. I love the Mummy franchise. Although the second and third one with Brendan Fraser weren't that great, but the first one that he did I thought was wonderful. Wasn't Boris Karloff the original Mummy?
Those Mission Impossible movies were great. All those Tom Cruise ones.
Yeah, Cruise usually attaches himself to pretty cool projects.
Yeah,
I feel like he's good at selecting movies that are going to make money and are going to be pretty good quality.
Him with the Shaun of the Dead guy, I forgot his name. That actor, Simon. Yeah, they're like a really cool duo.
Definitely. Yeah. So this one I have high hopes for. I have high hopes for the Mummy because I love the concept, but I mean the trailer doesn't look that amazing, but it also doesn't show that much either. So we'll see. I'll go in with medium expectations. Let's see what else do we have here. Sleepless, Jamie Foxx. I like Jamie Foxx. That'd be cool. Let's see. World War Z 2.
Oh Lord.
Is that really happening? Look how terrible that poster looks. It's just the World War Z picture with a big fucking 2 on it.
Where did that come from?
I don't even know.
Come out of left
Is
field.
Pitt even in that? Like, Fist Fight, Charlie Day, Ice Cube. I like Charlie Day.
That's the most anticipated film in the last decade.
Ice Cube's always just very serious, and he's always the tough guy.
He's always the cool.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Ice Cube. He's cool.
Hey, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Charlie Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Hey, King Arthur. Legend of the something.
Hopefully that'll be good.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. Anyway, but yeah, as far as movies for 2017, I'm not super pumped about any except for the ones that we mentioned earlier. 2016, same thing, man. Arrival, Nocturnal Animals.
Hell or High Water.
Hell or High Water, I enjoyed.
Those are definitely my top 3.
Yeah, those were fantastic, man. Those were fantastic. What else you want to talk about? What's the next topic for discussion?
I don't know. Well, I mean, sticking on movies, I'm so sad that Disney just puts this sort of shade over everything, you know, because there are a lot of great films that come out.
Sickening.
But Disney's got to fucking, you know, shit it up with their massive production that they're just, you know, they're taking so much away from the good films. And I think Arrival went, I mean, in terms of how great it went relatively unnoticed. I haven't heard anything about it. I haven't really heard anyone talk about it.
Okay, I'm just going to interrupt you right
That's
here.
fine.
I got another text from someone who I work with who
Yes.
shall remain nameless.
You're like,
Quote, no offense if you're listening to this, man. But seriously, you're nuts. Quote, bro, Split was fucking insane. If you didn't see it tonight, I highly recommend you see it ASAP.
holy shit.
End quote.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but that's 3 people in a row who really enjoyed this movie. I don't know.
There are a lot. Okay, I think there are a lot of people that really get excited about that psychological stuff and just think it's cool because they don't really think about it. But it was awful.
It was
terrible.
total shit.
Yeah, it was
I'm
terrible.
arguing with 3 people right now, but you know, there's no point. I can't convince anyone. I give up.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna go back to watching my silent movies in the dark alone.
There are a lot of people that just like those mind equals blown movies, you know.
Oh God, I think Inception really missed the mark, and everyone disagrees with me on that. I'm sorry, but I get it, man. Chris Nolan's cool. Like, you got DiCaprio, you got Joseph Gordon-Levitt, you got Tom Hardy. I get it. It's cool. It's a cool cast. It's a cool concept. But, man, dreams. You're exploring the world of dreams. Like, your mind, like, your imagination is limitless.
Yeah.
And all you have are some buildings folding on each other and, you know, going deeper into, like, a very realistic, like, shootout. I mean, of course, you got the spinning hallway and all that cool stuff.
Yeah.
But your dreams, man, like there's like think about it, like you can fly in your dreams.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it should have been more of a look at like lucid dreaming. I think that would have been cool.
But I mean, I see what you're saying. I do like the film. I was really excited.
I do.
about
Yeah,
it.
I like it too.
But I mean,
But
yeah, I totally see what you're saying.
There's so much more they could have. And I understand it is a great movie. Am I saying I could do better? No. I mean,
as an action movie, it's really cool. As a mind equals blown movie,
yeah, it is a very cool movie. I enjoyed it.
It's a great action movie. Yeah.
But I think that's one of those that they could have done so much more.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
but it's still a great movie. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just saying I feel like
cool concept.
But there's definitely a lot more they could have done.
I'm glad that.
When did that even come out? Like 2010?
Yeah, a while ago now. Yeah. I feel like Christopher Nolan is an amazing director. Obviously,
he is very good.
But I think he
like
does...
Memento.
Yes,
Memento?
yeah, it's it's his first one, right? His first big one, at least. But I think he works better when there's material that he's working off of, when it's not just his. Because Inception was his, and it was a cool concept. But I see what you're saying. And everyone disagrees with me on this one too. But I did not like Interstellar. I know a lot of scientists love it because it's apparently very scientifically accurate, but that doesn't make it a fucking good movie. You can have a lot of, you know, it can be completely scientifically accurate, but it can still be a piece of shit. Yeah. You know, and I didn't give a shit again about any of the characters. The cinematography was beautiful. It looked amazing, but it was. I didn't care. I didn't care about any of it.
I feel you.
And the Tesseract thing at the end. Dumb.
A lot of hatred here. A lot of venom.
A lot of hatred. But I'm really excited for Dunkirk.
Oh yeah.
That and again because he's working
cool.
off of historical.
events. Hacksaw Ridge was one I forgot to throw out. That was great.
Incredible.
That was Mel Gibson. Very cool.
Great. Yeah. I think when they're working with either historically accurate or already written material, like the Batman trilogy.
I think
really good.
Hacksaw Ridge was a book.
Really,
I believe.
And, well, the guy was real, obviously. So
Yeah.
No, Hacksaw Ridge was great.
It was great. Yeah. Oh yeah, at the end they had all the real guys. Yeah, that's right.
But
very cool. It was so brutally violent.
yes.
I was not the first hour of Hacksaw Ridge. I thought Gibson had lost his mind because it was like a Hallmark movie. It was cheesy.
Right.
I was like, "What the hell am I watching? This is terrible." And then, as soon as they go onto the ridge, just the most violent fucking movie, man. Like it was very intense.
Very good though, because I think a lot of war movies try to make it look heroic and inspirational, but this was just like
it was like a meat grinder. Yeah. It was almost, I would say, just as graphic, if not more graphic, than the last Rambo.
Hell yeah!
But it was powerful too.
The last Rambo.
Have you seen the last Rambo?
No.
Pretty hardcore, man. That was a good one.
No, yeah. Hacksaw Ridge was fantastic.
That was a cool movie. Yeah, I definitely looking forward to seeing more from Mel Gibson.
Yeah, that's good.
Someone else I'd like to talk about is TV. I feel like TV is really dominating right now. I feel like there's so many good series, original series, and HBO series that are just kicking movies' asses right now. Like TV is, I mean, when you go and do Netflix and chill and hang out, like what do you watch usually? You know what I mean? You're watching TV shows. I was very, very, very impressed with Westworld.
My dad's been hooked on that recently.
Yeah, man. I just finished season 1, and I thought it was fantastic. I actually started rewatching it. That's how much I enjoyed it. And then there's all these theories about different timelines and everything, and it's cool watching it and kind of getting an understanding of it, and then going back and rewatching it with kind of a different perspective. But really cool, man. Cool action, cool concept. And if some of you guys don't know, most people probably do, but it was based on a movie from the early 70s, Westworld. And that movie's great, man. I would highly recommend going back and watching that first, just for fun. And then going back and watching the new series.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the movie was based on a book as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then they also did Future World, which was a piece of crap. Terrible.
That just sounds like a bad
Future World,
80s video game.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad. But I gave it a chance. But Westworld is really good for the time. I mean, it was like a precursor to the Terminator. I mean, it was
nice.
Very cool. And I just love the whole concept. I mean, if Westworld was a place, I would be gone. I'd be there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just going to the brothel and then getting in a shootout. Yeah. Oh, it's cool. I love how when they get farther away from the central town, like it gets more like gritty and violent and dangerous.
Yeah.
I love Westworld. If you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend checking it out. It's a super cool concept.
It's incredible.
Very cool. I started trying to watch Game of Thrones. I only watched the pilot actually, and it seems interesting. But I haven't gotten hooked yet. But a lot of people say that. I mean, obviously, I'm really late in the game. Like, they're probably going to end it soon. But
right.
But that's one I would love to binge watch and just.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten addicted.
I mean,
I feel like I'd have to watch a few.
Two of the huge ones are obviously the Game of Thrones and the zombie one. What's it called?
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. I didn't like either of those.
Yeah.
I watched like the first handful of episodes of both of them. Didn't really like.
Yeah, I'll go back and give Game of Thrones a chance. But yeah, who knows? It didn't draw me in like Breaking Bad or anything like that. But I hear it gets pretty cool. Walking Dead, I watched the first 2 seasons and I just never picked it up again.
Yeah, it's just,
but
I don't know.
I know it's like a phenomenon, like people love it.
Yeah,
but
strange.
One of those, maybe I'll have to go.
The only 2 shows I've watched in their entirety have been Seinfeld and Breaking Bad. Those are like my golden medians.
Those are great, yeah.
For a comedy series and a drama series.
Let's just take a moment to talk about how fantastic Seinfeld is. I'm really excited. They're gonna do another season of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yes.
Larry David, brilliant.
Larry David is
brilliant, man. Yeah. Boardwalk Empire. That's a show I watched all the way through.
Gotta check that out. Yeah.
Loved it. Highly recommend Boardwalk Empire. Very cool. Steve Buscemi is the man. Same guy who did The Sopranos.
Cool.
Terrence Winter.
Nice.
Yeah, very cool. Actually, the pilot of Boardwalk Empire, Scorsese directed.
Very cool.
It's pretty cool. Like, I think...
wow, that is cool. I didn't know that.
I think Mark Wahlberg's a producer on it also. But a lot of talent, man. Like, great cast. Just the attention to detail also.
That's good. That's important.
Yeah, I met a guy, actually, who worked on season 1 of Boardwalk Empire, and he said, like, everybody had suits tailored to them specifically, and, like, like the attention to detail was, like, so precise.
That's beautiful.
And... it's beautiful. I mean, it really shows, man. Yeah. Like it really looks like it's the 1920s. You know.
That's cool. Amazing
show. Very, very brutal too. Very brutal. All about the prohibition and the gangsters and.
That's cool.
Al Capone's a side character.
Oh man.
Super cool, man. But yeah.
That's badass.
Definitely. Well, I think that's all I have to talk about.
Yeah. You know.
Good shit.
We could talk about how we hate other directors that people usually like,
or
how we like.
I would love
other, like writers.
I would love that.
One that just popped into my head. Everyone's gonna hate me for this one, but Quentin Tarantino.
I'm done with Tarantino.
Don't like him. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw it out there. I thought The Hateful Eight was a piece of shit.
Me too.
I love Kurt Russell. He's great. Samuel, getting real tired of Samuel Jackson. I like 90s Samuel Jackson.
Yeah. It was really well directed, but
the cinematography was good.
Yeah,
the movie was a piece of shit.
The movie was bad.
Yeah, I watched it. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like what?
He was trying to do like an old like classic play kind of thing,
terrible.
but it
didn't make any sense.
It was just dumb.
I hated The Hateful Eight. Django I enjoyed when I saw it the first time. And, I enjoyed the cast. I like Christoph Waltz. I love Jamie Foxx. DiCaprio was cool in his bit appearance.
Yeah.
But but the second time I watched it, I was like, this isn't gonna hold up,
What it boils down to for me is that I always thought of Tarantino as this shitty little kid that's like, blood, violence, that's cool, badass. You know, that's literally like what's going through his head all the time.
My favorite Tarantino movie, and I'm so fucking sick of him just because you get all the film school type people who jerk off to his name, And it's like, he's just a guy who just like is trying to like copy like Sergio Leone,
Yeah.
But he, Pulp Fiction was cool, obviously, I can admit it.
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs, cool cast, but let's be honest, overrated.
Yeah.
Overrated as shit. I thought Inglourious Basterds was pretty cool. That was probably, in my opinion, his best. After that, man, I don't know, dude. Like, Kill Bill didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, just...
Like, Volume 1 or 2, Jackie Brown, I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, he doesn't blow my mind. Like, everyone's... I feel like people who really like him haven't experienced maybe a lot of other directors' work.
Yeah.
And he's the only one they know.
Right,
maybe.
right.
I mean, I'll give the guy props for being super fucking successful and like he doesn't care what we think, I mean? It's like he's super successful.
He's a jackass.
Yeah, there's so many. I feel like there's so many people like
all
that.
The interviews I've seen him in, he's just a total he's a bad human being.
I feel like there's so many people like, you can talk shit about them all you want, but still they're on the top of the hill, man. Like they've made it. They're very successful. Good for them. Yeah. If we don't like them, they don't give a fuck. They are super successful, so it doesn't hurt them, Yeah. But my own personal preference, I think he's way overrated.
Yeah, I think he's overrated, and it honestly frankly freaks me out that people think his movies are really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's going through their mind when they watch them.
Yeah. Martin Scorsese, on the other hand, I mean, everybody loves Scorsese, but I think it's justified. He's one of my favorite directors. I think Goodfellas is a masterpiece.
And
I think Casino,
he handles violence tastefully. Yeah. Like most of his movies are incredibly violent. Yeah, incredibly violent. But he handles it in a dark and serious manner.
Yeah.
When in Tarantino films, it's literally like, a little kid playing Mortal Kombat for the first time.
It's like fucking spaghetti sauce on the walls.
Yeah, it's terrible,
I don't know. I'm not a Tarantino fan.
But
Scorsese, I love Scorsese. I really like Michael Mann. Michael Mann is one of my favorite directors.
I'm not familiar with that.
Collateral.
Oh yeah, Collateral's fantastic.
Miami Vice.
Oh, okay.
The original series, and they did a remake later on that wasn't that great, but the original series obviously was groundbreaking.
Cool.
He did Ali with Will Smith.
Wow.
He did.
What is he doing now?
Public Enemies with Johnny Depp.
Oh, okay. So that was I heard that was kind of a miss.
I enjoyed that.
You enjoyed it.
I thought it was really good, personally. But yeah, Michael Mann's a really good director. Heat. He did Heat with Val Kilmer and De Niro and Pacino.
I was thinking of Heat with Sandra Bullock.
Oh God, no, no, kill me now. Melissa McCarthy. But she's so funny.
Oh,
Get the fuck out of here.
She's fat. That's funny.
Oh, terrible.
But don't shame her for it.
I won't shame her, but I just don't like her fucking movies. Yeah. I just don't think she's that funny.
She's not funny.
Yeah. Same with Amy Schumer. I'm not a fan.
She's not funny.
Not a fan.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
The best. The best. I can't stand Amy Schumer, man. It's always my vagina closes up. It's like, okay, we get it.
Yeah, no,
every fucking joke is a better vagina.
Like Sandra Bullock a lot. She can be really genuinely funny, she can be really good in dramas.
I think Sandra Bullock is a very beautiful person.
Yeah,
like, she's gorgeous and she's a very talented actress.
Yeah, and she's really humble compared to most of her
peers. She's very cool. Yeah, Melissa McCarthy, not a fan.
Terrible.
The only thing I liked her in was St. Vincent with Bill Murray.
I haven't seen that.
She was actually that's one of those where I was kind of like, maybe I've been too hard on her, she actually did a really good job in that movie. That was just a good movie all around though.
Kevin Hart, I don't know. He seems like a fun guy, but I can't stand him for too long.
I think he's overrated. Yeah. But another one of those who's on the top of the hill and he doesn't give a shit.
Right.
like it matters, right?
He came out of nowhere too.
Yeah, he's like selling out stadiums, man. Like doing his
movie where he sells out the stadium.
He's super fucking successful. So I mean, I can't bash the guy for that, but my preference, I think he's overrated.
Yeah,
definitely.
Comedies are. But what is that comedy? Chips.
Chips looks funny.
Chips looks funny.
Yeah, Chips looks funny.
That Hispanic actor, always forget his name.
Michael Pena.
He's hilarious. Yeah. He was an Ant-Man.
He's
He
fucking
was really
awesome.
funny.
He's great, man.
He's great. Yeah.
I like Dax Shepard. It's good to see Dax Shepard back.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been in anything in a while. I think the last thing he did was a Hit and Run.
Yeah.
But he's great. He's funny, man. That trailer. The
Well,
more I've watched
Zathura.
I've watched that trailer for Chips twice now. And I think it looks freaking hilarious.
No,
it just looks like good mindless humor, like a good buddy comedy.
Yeah, it's like that older sense of like Dumb and Dumber humor.
I love that.
We
that's
kind of missed that. Yeah,
I love that. Yeah,
I think the last comedy we saw together was Masterminds.
Yeah, that was
alright.
funny. Yeah, I mean it could have been better, but it was good. It kind of had that silly '90s Fairly Brothers feel.
You've seen Mouse Hunt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of my golden.
That's
comedy
classic.
movies,
Yeah, it's like a good childhood.
Fucking so funny
movie.
Holy
yeah.
shit.
That is it's gold.
It's gold.
All right, top 5 comedies that come to mind of all
shit.
time for you personally.
Oh man, I don't know.
Just rattle them off. No particular order.
Mouse Hunt, obviously. Fucking. Oh man, I guess Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber is pretty good.
Hated the sequel, but I love the new one.
Dumb and Dumber 2.
Yeah, well, technically they made 3. They did that studio one, Dumb and Dumber, which I actually enjoyed.
Dumb and Dumber.
I thought that was fun.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And then they did. The first one is probably my number 1 comedy. I love Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that one they made, Dumb and Dumber 2, was terrible. Just I don't know what they were thinking, man. They waited too long. What they did.
Yeah, Zoolander.
I love Zoolander.
Zoolander was hilarious.
Yes. How'd you feel about the sequel?
Not good.
Yeah, I liked it.
You liked it?
I liked it, yeah, but I mean...
I don't know. I felt, honestly,
it's goofy.
Yeah. I dragged my mom to it because I thought it was going to be great.
Yeah.
And then when it wasn't great, I was kind of like I felt bad that
so
I dragged.
sorry.
Yeah, exactly. So I had one of those. But it was alright. It had some redeeming... but it was, I don't know, it definitely wasn't as effortlessly and naturally funny as the original.
I like Ben Stiller as a director.
Ben Stiller's funny, yeah.
Cool.
I don't know, I need to watch more comedies in general.
Yeah,
but
I understand.
Yeah. You love Adam Sandler, right?
I love Sandler, yeah.
50 First Dates is actually a great movie.
I like classic
Yeah,
Sandler. His new stuff, he needs to work on it a little bit, but I feel like he's a family man now, and I feel like maybe his taste has changed a little bit.
What
I don't know.
idiot.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. What the fuck? But like I thought Ridiculous 6 was the worst. Like, it was terrible, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Bruce Almighty's good.
Classic.
Always good, yeah.
Classic, yeah. Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I would say Dumb and Dumber, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh yeah. I totally forgot about that one.
Would you classify Back to the Future as a comedy? Kind of.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just one of my favorite movies
funny.
in general. I mean,
I was thinking about Jim Carrey. I was thinking about the Truman Show as well. I mean, he's really funny in that. But I don't know if it would be considered a comedy.
Yeah, that one's like, yeah, man.
Yeah, that one's amazing.
Ed Harris goes from Bruce Almighty to Westworld.
That's true.
He's got a god complex. Yeah, I'd say Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Weekend at Bernie's, classic.
Weekend at Bernie's, yeah.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison. I think I'm over 5 now, but classics, man.
Honestly, and I love Mean Girls and Clueless.
Oh yeah,
I know they're like total chick flicks.
I've actually never seen Mean Girls.
They're hilarious.
I've seen Clueless.
Check Mean Girls out.
Alicia Silverstone.
They're both really funny. Really funny.
I feel like Rachel McAdams is really hot in that. She looks really cute.
And Amanda Seyfried or whatever her name is. Yeah.
Siegfried and Roy.
Siegfried and Roy.
The tigers love me. They tried to give me a love bite, rescue me like their mama.
Oh my god, yeah, those are hilarious. I really want to go back to like 90s style comedies. I miss those. Those are
love that. I would love that, man. Yeah. Definitely. You think we're gonna see a resurgence in the near future?
Hopefully.
Well, I feel like movies like Chips and Masterminds are kind of in the right direction.
Yeah,
you know?
kind of are.
Definitely, man.
Oh man.
What else? That's all I can think of right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Good shit.
Basically, we don't like general the general way movies are going.
Yeah, if there's anyone even listening at this point, I feel like everyone just hates us now. We're a bunch of fucking assholes, right? Well, for those of you who stuck around and don't completely hate us, thank you for
appreciate it.
Listening. I'm not sure if
let us know what you think in the comments.
Fuck you! I don't care what you think about. Yeah, if your pants are still on and your hands are dry, feel free to type something. I don't want to know what you do in your free time there in front of your screen.
Oh man!
But no, seriously though, if anyone's still listening and cares at all, thank you for sticking around and listening to our commentary.
Yeah, rambling.
Yeah, we're gonna do more in the future. So just stay tuned.
Yep.
Definitely. All right, well, take care. Have a good night.
Signing off.
Peace. All right, next time on the Unfazed Podcast, we're going to have very special guest, Snoop Dogg.